be rocking out so hard to that little bit of music. I don't know, but you know what it is. One time for the one time. I know you were finna interrupt me. You finna interrupt me? Oh, I know you. Oh, wait a minute. I know you. Wait a minute. Jesus.
I said I don't know. I was answering your question.
Ooh, yo, that shit was rhetorical. That shit was rhetorical. Okay, let me just put that out there. One time for the one time when the milkman slides in, he gotta hit you with a yo. Good evening, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Are you done? I don't want to interrupt you. Okay, there we go. Look, there's the signal.
You knew.
What up? I'm just Bree.
Welcome. Yo, we in the building like, whoa, you know what this thing is. We took our talents to the late night. Yeah. This be that last word. Tonight we wrapping up Survivor 48. What a season it has been. If you've been on the journey with us, whoo, you know this has probably been one of the best seasons, most competitive seasons, best final three possibly ever. And I can say that
I'm having a hard time.
Maybe I'm not even qualified because, you know, I ain't watched all the seasons. But what I can say is, you know, it's not that I'm starting to like Survivor. I think I'm starting to love it.
I would say that this was one of my favorite seasons that I've watched of all the Survivor seasons. I mean, I'm not going to put it on like Big Brother cookout level, but for Survivor, before this season, I would say my favorite season of the ones I've watched was the one that you didn't watch.
Okay.
But this season, I really, really liked the people.
It's been different, man.
Yeah, it was a different season.
It's different.
And I really liked it. And it was got to the point where, like I said, except for Eva, because she's so young,
yeah,
I wouldn't have cared who won. Like out of the final five, like that, I was good with any of them winning.
Ooh,
well, Eva, I would have been okay with her winning, but she's just so young. She got plenty of time to make money. Now that I know she's a doctor, like she making money. She don't need it.
She's gonna be
she
fine.
Don't need it.
What she say? She with the Navy and them. She with the Navy and them. My throat did get a little bit tight when Mitch realized he was going home.
Yeah.
When they broke that down to little Mitch, I said, "Oh, little Mitch."
I thought that was though very like, you know, classy somewhat of them though. Like it's gonna be
yes.
So he can just wrap his head around it and not have to be like, shocked and like or wasting his time trying to work an angle and being lied to. They were just like straight up with him, and I appreciate that.
Do you think that at that tribal he was throwing Kyle and Camilla under the bus a little bit by pointing out, "Oh, I've been working with my two people this whole time, blase this, that, and the thing"? Was it the time for that to come out?
I mean, I don't know if he was working with them as much as
he thought he
was. Like they didn't. Yeah. I've never heard them mention mentions the third wheel.
They needed him in some of them votes.
I mean, yeah, but they needed several people sometimes. Like he wasn't. It wasn't just him. So I don't feel like. I
agree, but he thought he was doing something.
Yeah.
And I just wonder what he really meant by saying that on the way out. I didn't know that it served his game any better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't think anyone really paid attention to it.
If I was Joe, I'd have been listening good. Now, you say you did what now? But you're right. They played a loyal game for the most part. I will say the sneak peek at Survivor 49 looks like all this kumbaya is out the window.
Yeah.
It looked like kumbaya is out the window. It looked like Cutthroat is back in Survivor 49.
Sorry.
Are you all right? Praise the Lord. Be offense, Jesus. Be offense, Jesus. Glory. Do I need to keep going?
No, I'm just trying not to have an aneurysm over here. That's all.
Don't have live on the internet. This is not how we want to go viral, okay? This is not what we're looking for right now, okay? Do you need a Pepsi or something? You need to call 911. What needs to happen? Okay.
No, I need my child to put on these pants like he's put on a pair of nice pants before.
You mean you about to trip out over your child not acting right live on this thing right here?
I'm trying to have him try on his graduation outfit. Look, I have to.
Your acting skills to be better. David's acting skills was pretty good. Okay. Do you think David's acting skills was nice or not?
First of all, for what? Like you're acting like a baby. You're acting like a little bitch. Like
wait a minute. Oh, this is uncensored, unfiltered. In your face.
Acting like that for what?
I forgot. We're in the late night.
Like if nobody would have ever said who's there, then what? Because they sat there for a good second before they said it.
Man. And they looked like they didn't want to say nothing, okay? Because he was sitting up there looking like he was, I don't know how how he was looking.
Looking crazy.
That part looking crazy. How you was just looking at your child.
I'm trying to have him try on his graduation outfit.
Get him.
And
yeah. Okay, I'm trying to get over to the comments, y'all. I ain't trying to ignore you. I promise I'm not. Please don't run off on me. We just got going. Yo, what's up, Bradley? I see you in the building, pimping. Yo, man.
Oh, no more.
hey, I like all the E's, but I think it's really just one I. But she don't mind. I don't believe. Do you?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't
mind.
I think that's the way.
If it's on
I think this is the way the cheese is spelled. So I think that's like the most common way to spell it. Honestly, that's how Brie Vandekamp spelled it.
We at the nighttime now. Yeah, we've taken our talents to the nighttime for right now. Did you enjoy us in the morning? We need to hear stuff like that. Did you enjoy us in the morning? We did 100 episodes of the morning. Now we're throwing a sampling out there of 100 episodes in the evening, flipping up the flavor. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see what's what. We done made it through another day. See, the morning show was all about being that cheerleader, motivating you to make it a great day. Now I want to see what's popping on how we, what we actually do today, yo. How did we make it a great day? I had to take a nap today because let me tell you one time, it was kind of hard for me to get going today. And probably like the morning show probably had me a little more productive first thing in the morning. I don't know. I feel like before the show, though, I used to get up early and be ready to work. But I ain't really been wanting to get up early since I've had the opportunity to sleep in. And when I say sleep in, I mean, like I'm sleeping till like 7 now.
Yeah, like
I slept at 7:30 yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
This man will go to bed easily at what?
8:30.
8:30.
You was about to say 7 something.
I was about to say 6:30. Honestly,
when it was still light outside.
8:30 and be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like
yeah. I haven't gotten back to that yet, though. I'm trying to get there. Trying to get there. That's the most productive me. That's the most successful me. You know what I mean? I like that guy. I get
it. I get it. But
I mean, because you know what it means to like really be dialed in. I seen you dialed in not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? I saw you like a fine-tuned automobile. You was purring out there on that road. You know what I'm saying? We out here, we trying to get it back. You know what I'm saying? It's the ebbs and flows. I think of it like a basketball game. You know what I mean? Like in my opinion, and well, the majority of basketball fans, I would say, the game is ebbs and flows. It's a game of runs, right? And so, it's time for us to hit our run again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you got to go to bed late. So
I know, right? Because you got me up in the late night hours. That took my talents to the nighttime.
But I feel like if I can do 100 days of getting up earlier to do the show with you,
I can stay up late. I can do it.
Stay up for 100 nights for me.
I took a nap today. I'm telling you, I took a nap.
I am not a morning person. I have to get up. Well, I wish I had to get up earlier this week because I'm supposed to be in the office. But unfortunately, I've been out of the office all week because I can't move. But movement is getting a little better today. I'm really debating on if I'm going to go to work tomorrow. The only problem is like Walgreens, which when I got there, the bins with the medicine,
emotions, man. That's how you felt about Walgreens.
Yeah. They didn't hit me up until about noon today to tell me my medicine was ready. So it took over 24 hours for them to fill my prescription. But I took that first dose though, like ASAP. but it's only one dose a day. It's like one strong dose a day. So I can only get one, dose in today. And but when I got to Walgreens, the bins was packed. When I tell you, I mean, just overflowing with with medicine. I was like, wow, they were really busy. So
and they really behind in their phone calls apparently.
They was really
somebody need to get the dialing
because
we're gonna need delivery service up in here. That's what we're gonna need.
Yes. So I just have to. My child
I ain't trying to ignore you.
It's 14-year-old boys, right? 4:30.
What do you do?
Why?
What do you do, Bradley? Man, 4:30 says
Are
to
they too
me.
big?
4:30 says to me that you work hard for a living. Okay. 4:30 says to me like that's folks that get up before the sun. That's like people who work on farms or construction workers or roofers.
Hurry up and take it off before I cry.
I had a brother who was in landscaping. He's doing roofing right now. He kind of does this musical chairs thing. You know what I mean? He goes between roofing, landscaping, and pool. And depending on the season, he's like, I guess I'm gonna do this. It's really what kind of mood he in, though. He probably needs to woosah a little more, and he could just stick with one of those things. But I love him anyway.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
At what time do you start the landscaping? Because ain't it dark?
Nah, but you know what I'm saying? They got to fill them gas cans up. They got to get the trucks loaded. They got to be ready to go. You got to get to the first site as the sun is coming up. You don't want to be leaving when the sun is coming up. That's wasting. You know what I'm saying? That'd be wasting daylight.
Okay, I got you.
So you want to get to that first job.
I know you want to get it done before it get you trying to get before it get light. Before the day the sun get good and high in the sky.
Yeah.
But okay, I get what you're saying.
You got to think about it logically. See, I see there. Yeah, I got it.
I'm like at 4:30, ain't it dark?
He's like, wait a minute, I can snooze 1 or 2 times.
Well, because my landlord keeps what I like to call crackhead hours, and he does. Has came out here and cut the grass by flashlight at like.
You lie.
1 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I promise he does.
Don't worry about it.
Not flashlight, but like
yeah.
But it's on his head.
Put a flood. No, not a helmet, Cam.
Yeah, but it's big and it's like LED, and he will be back there. I mean, we do have a light in the back that go on from the building, so
I find that disrespectful. I will have something to say to my neighbors if they cut before 7:30. I have a rule. You better not start your lawnmower before 7:30. I don't care.
People cut at all times around here, but I don't. It doesn't bother me. I can sleep through a tweaker like.
That is.
I can sleep through anything like outside noise like that.
I mean, that's because you like sirens and noises and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, my neighborhood is
people going to the hospital and getting arrested and all those things.
No, my neighborhood is consistently under construction. Like somebody is always adding on to their house, redoing their house, redoing the business at the end of the corner.
You
like
got no room there to be building in Chicago. Y'all are out of space.
No, they're not. They're not out of space. There's plenty of space, especially if
you
tear down old buildings.
They just keep building up.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's true. They just build up.
But it's not as bad as New York. I will say that. Like we have strips of grass and stuff. Like New York, they have like
wait, they didn't have no grass.
Like they don't have no. When they call that bad boy the concrete jungle,
they mean that, don't they?
That
they got trees. If you go down to Central Park, I saw
they got yeah. But like just down the regular streets, they don't have grass.
Yeah, you're right about that. New York don't ever sleep. Can you attest to that? As somebody who has been there, was it really like popping all night?
I mean, we were in the theater district, so there were people out and sirens and horns honking all night, but it wasn't like it wasn't like how it is during the daytime, of course, at night. It was,
Okay. Yeah. Yo, I gotta ask you, I mean, this is Survivor Night. I appreciate the banter. I love the conversation. That's what this nighttime show is all about. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Kyle and how I was yelling at that TV, okay? Because I wanted Kyle to win this thing tonight. I was overjoyed when he won the final immunity challenge.
I was so happy.
I'm glad that Camilla brought up the fact that the two of them could not win sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Because it made it so much easier for Kyle to make her do fire. I feel bad that she struggled so much with it, but I mean, I love the compassion that she showed for Eva in the middle of it. There's so much to talk down, so much to or break down, you know what I mean? But man, Kyle, I'm glad the jury saw it. I was concerned at one point. I called out the votes though. I knew who was voting for Eva. I knew who was voting for Joe. I didn't know that everybody else was going to vote for Kyle. Hell, I think I've had my say. I want to hear from you.
I thought that during the fire, I was like, it gave me a shred of hope when Eva's started going that way and then dying down.
We had that comeback last year.
We had that comeback last year.
Oh my goodness!
Wind, like really
I thought of that.
Affected the outcome, and then hers started dying down. But I was like, oh, like, is it going to be that spark of hope? But no, Camilla couldn't get it together.
Bro.
And I'm just like, for her to have gone so far, how she wasn't practicing this?
I know she needed to be ready, but she didn't
ready.
have confidence in herself coming into it. It would make sense that she wasn't prepared. But I love seeing the strength that she seems to embody now. I love the fact that they said if she was sitting there,
which
that
proved
she would
her
have
point.
Won.
Which proved her point. They couldn't win sitting next to each other, and she knew that, which did give him the opportunity to put
the fact that David voted for Kyle makes him less of a douche to me.
Really?
Like, I think it's interesting that he called himself acting. I don't know why he had to do that. Maybe that was something he put on himself to do. Or maybe he wanted to save face at the end and not look like the douche. I don't know. But he made a rational, logical decision. In my opinion, he voted for the best player. So in that sense, he made a good choice.
I'm not surprised that he voted for Kyle. I feel like he was still bitter with Joe.
You think he blamed? Do you think him and well, no, because Mary voted for Eva. I thought at first that Mary would have been bitter as well.
But I could respect her reason for voting for Eva, that Eva stayed true to herself the entire game.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Mary to be a bitter juror, though.
Okay.
Joe, he was being that the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, bitter.
You mean David?
David. Yeah, he looks like
Joe. Don't disrespect Joe like that, girl. What you doing?
He looks like a Joe.
Don't you do Joe like that. Don't you do Joe like that. Hey, there's a few moments that we've got to talk about. One is the moment that Eva reveals who she really is. Kyle reveals who he really is. Joe, I'm still the stupid firefighter.
Now, her, like, being so smart in engineering.
Yeah.
That one challenge where Joe was doing those things, and once she was the second to last one through the net after the wheelbarrow thing, and she caught up to him so fast. That's how she caught up so fast. She's engineering brain. Now that stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it was like, how did she get that so fast?
Yeah,
that's how.
Yeah. Joe definitely seemed to be really surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so happy for Kyle. Were you watching Eva's face as the votes were read?
Yeah.
I think she felt like she had this game won.
I think she thought she won.
Yeah.
I think she thought she won.
Was very surprised. Are you surprised Joe only got one vote?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting everybody to vote for Kyle.
I thought that the other firefighter woman was going to vote for Joe as well. I was surprised she voted for Kyle over Joe.
Who voted for Joe? That is the old lady did vote for Joe, right?
No, it was.
Oh, no, Cedric did.
Cedric.
It was Cedric. Yeah. That surprised me too. I don't know. See, in my brain, I still went, she voted Joe.
Yeah,
because that's what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, I was surprised by her vote. I thought Joe would have had. I thought it was going to be two. I knew Star was going to vote for Eva, so I thought it was going to be 2-2, and then
did you
the rest
like
for
that
Kyle.
Joe gave Star some more flowers? Hey, you were the chill, laid back one, but you still knew what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. And
I mean, even though I could make an argument that she didn't know half of what was going on, but
no,
I'm glad that you gave her some flowers.
I feel like she did. A lot of times she was commenting about what needed to happen, but she just never had any power for anybody.
Yeah. Well, she knew who was in charge.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't know Kyle and all that stuff. She didn't, there was a lot of stuff she didn't know.
I mean, nobody knew about that, but she knew for the most part the way the game was going, what needed to happen.
Somebody else had to go home.
But she needed, but she never had any power or a strong alliance with anybody to do anything.
She gave it away to somebody.
She didn't have anybody working with her, and everybody would have known she had it. So that would have just sent her home anyway. She had to give it away.
She could have just played it.
And then the next day,
that would have been the smart move anyway, because you give it, like, in hindsight, I don't know that she would have made it any farther in the game than she did, but at least if she keeps it, they force her to use it, and then it goes back into play. Because remember, the idol goes back into play when it's been used. And so that whole time, an idol was not in play because Eva's just, her safe tail is just holding on to it.
Right.
So in the long run, it was a terrible move.
No. Not for Star, because if she would have played it
for a few weeks,
not weeks,
or a couple days, my bad,
a day, one tribal.
It was
one tribal. The next day she gone.
Dang. It was that quick. Lord have mercy. Let's talk about, though, when Eva is thinking that she making her grand speech about this strategic move, and Camilla's like, I got you. Excuse me.
Church finger. Excuse me.
Talk about it. What were you thinking?
Can we hear about this from your point of view? I think everybody except for David was shook when they found out about. But David
Shaheen had a clue. Shaheen had a clue.
Yeah, and they knew he would have figured it out. And that's why they got rid of him. And so, but everybody, looked super shocked about their underground and in the way how smooth they played it. And I think that once that was revealed and how they played it, I think that's what won the game for Kyle.
The best.
Yeah.
And I think there was a little more respect and sympathy for Camilla's role, because she kind of had to play the bottom side of that. To be able to infiltrate both sides, somebody has to be on the other side.
The bottom side.
And Kyle got to, he had to strategize, and he was worried a little bit from time to time. He still got to live the good life with the super group. And Camilla had to be on the top bunk, if you will.
She did win 2 immunity challenges and got food twice. So
yeah,
although she was on the bottom,
you can't discount that.
Although she was on the bottom, she wasn't completely down and out.
Right.
Even though she was on the bottom side. So
she wasn't a Mitch or nothing.
Yeah. Oh, poor Mitch.
She wasn't a Mitch or nothing. I'm just saying, Quality good times, man. What a season. Will we ever see something like this again?
I don't know. And
what a unique group of people who, to a certain degree, embrace their differences, their weaknesses.
I do think that the firefighter from Chicago, I can't remember her name. Chastity? I don't know.
Roll with it.
I believe she was on the wrong season. She was most of the people on this season were playing a game where they were trying to play based on loyalty and a character and keep this sense of themselves about their gameplay. And she was ready to play Survivor, you know what I mean, old school Survivor.
Season 49 would have been perfect for her.
yeah I think she was on the wrong season. She probably could have did some things on a different season, but that's not what this season was about. And I have to say, I liked it. But maybe on an all-star season or something, she could come back where she could play the way she wants to.
Do you think Cedric is still trying to figure out where it went wrong?
Why? Because he always just looked confused.
I mean, I don't know if he ever got a grasp on what was happening here. I just, for him to have made it to the jury was amazing to me.
Yeah.
He just, there's some lost people, and I already seen one of them for the next season. I can't remember who it was, but I saw him. I said, oh, they a few nuts short right there.
Right there.
They're a few of them short. There's always one that's just a couple short. You know what I mean? So I think I found them already for season 49.
Okay.
But all in all, 48 is going to be hard to beat, which means that the drama in 49 is going to have to be off the chart.
Yeah.
Before we get there, though, you know what's next?
Big Brother.
Welcome to Big Brother.
You're talking way too loud.
My bad.
For their advertisements for this season. It's driving us nuts.
When I was a teacher, like the kids, if you can't hear your breath when you're speaking, then you're not whispering quiet. I'm just saying, we're at a 1. We are at a 1, friend. What does that mean?
July 10th. They're supposed
July 10th,
to be.
Big Brother, we are going to be back talking reality TV. I mean, we got a nighttime show now. We can talk about whatever we want whenever we want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I didn't have time to pay attention to the Diddy trial today, though.
To the what?
I didn't have time to pay attention.
I didn't today either. I'm going to be honest with you.
I was a little too busy this afternoon.
Got my medicine and I took pain pills and I laid down a lot today. I am really trying to heal over here.
Yes, we do. We do. Survivor and Big Brother recap. I apologize. He said, I don't know nothing about all that. I don't know nothing about all that. We appreciate you rocking out, buddy. Tomorrow night, we'll just be talking regular-ish. Yeah, we about to talk regular-ish now, probably. What time is it? Oh,
it is 10:39.
Is it time to go to bed?
It is.
I told you I had some coffee and now I'm eating Swedish fish.
I don't see how that goes together. One, but
are you not ready?
No.
We going all night long.
I'll get this red X so fast on you.
You better not abandon me, Bree.
Yeah, I'm already known as the abandoner.
Don't abandon me. Don't you do it. Don't you prove Chris right. Don't you prove the cousin right. You better not do it. You better not do it. Well, Bree, you got a final thought?
I'm thinking that this was a great season of Survivor.
You're right about that.
This is, I think, the first season that I watched every episode when it came on. No catching up later. I was ready for every episode. I was wishing Survivor played like Big Brother. The next episode was tomorrow instead of next week.
We need more.
Yeah,
we need install cameras in the trees.
In
we
the
can get the live feed.
We can get some live feeds or something. I don't know what the Wi-Fi is.
They should be able to do that by now. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, drones or something. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! Speaking of drones, did you see that video I sent you about the girl that was drowning in
I did not see the one you sent me, but somehow I end up seeing that. And I said, oh my goodness, did they really send a floaty out by drone?
Yes. So a girl was drowning in the riptide, in Florida. And somebody at the beach sent a floating device out to her via a drone. And she was able to grab onto it and get out of the riptide and stay afloat until somebody was able to get her.
Come on now.
Saved her life with a drone. And
technology.
Sometimes technology is okay. And that's when
said, you know what? I can't save you, but I could get you a floaty.
And to be smart enough to know not to swim into the riptide to try to save them,
because you both gonna be gone.
Y'all both gonna be drowned.
Ain't nobody else fly the drone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you're the drone flyer. So
you the drone. It's an operator. I think it's a drone operator.
That's probably right.
Wait. Right. Pilot.
Yeah, that sounds even more.
Sounds better, don't it? That's a pilot. That's a drone. A pilot saves somebody with a floaty today via drone. See how if you just put the words in the right order. They need to let me do the next press conference, please. I'm signing up. Put me out there. Put me in. Hey, look at humanity.
Impressive.
I love seeing when humanity wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When love overcomes hate and evil and fear, and true pure humanity just takes place. Somebody said, dang it, I can save somebody. I think I can get you a floaty out there. Tie that shit on the back of this drone and see if I can't fly it.
And then, because I definitely don't know if I would have the presence of mind to be like, yo, get this on here so I can fly it out to her while she drowned. I would have just someone call 911.
Somebody call 911.
That's my.
You're not using your phone. Tie this shit on the drone. Oh, I don't know how it goes. I don't
know if that's how it goes, but close enough.
I mean, that's the remix. Hey, spoiler. I mean, I hope they live.
Yeah, she did. I mean, it said they got to her, so.
Oh, thank goodness. I mean, the people still had to get there. You know what I mean? You better hold on to that flotation device. Some could have still been hungry. You never know. It's Florida.
That's true. But they got to her. She was able to hang on to the rescuers, got to her.
Okay.
And
let's go Coast Guard. That was Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coast Guard. I ain't never seen them up close and personal though.
Me neither.
I ain't. Only on Baywatch. Only on Baywatch. Baywatch. Baywatch just don't age well. And then I hate to see Pamela Anderson old. You know what I mean? It just makes
people be talking about her so bad, and it's just like, bro, she's like.
Well, I'm still shocked by it. It was just like a week or two ago when I saw it for the first time, so my mind wasn't ready for her to be a grandma.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how long do y'all expect?
I wasn't ready.
Her to be like,
I wasn't ready.
Running down the beach.
Yo, I'm just okay. Like, spoiler alert. Like, I think that was like the first like digital porn I ever saw at one of the homies' crib, load in slow motion, was Pamela Anderson. I'm telling you right now, and she is a grandma now.
Yeah,
I said that live on the internet. I was probably in like I was probably in the 7th grade.
Yeah,
it happened. That
that
shit loaded up in slow motion through dial-up. It happened. You know what I mean?
You never actually watched Baywatch when you were younger?
Of course I watched Baywatch, but that doesn't supersede my good story.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
You talking about?
That's a better story than I watched it growing up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You really want to give it to him when you give it to him. You know, I'm looking for this one to go viral. You know?
About you watching.
And no. It wasn't even. Look. I don't even know if the internet had video capabilities, man. I guess it did. It was definitely a still photo.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, the shit loaded in slow motion. And when I mean loaded in slow motion, like came down in pieces. So it was like some hair. It was like your forehead. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's that early internet right there.
I'm trying to tell you.
I was telling my son about he had physical therapy. No, he had an appointment with his infectious disease doctor. And so there was like part of the school day left. And I'm like, you usually after physical therapy, I don't make him go home because he's a little sore after, doing physical therapy. Sure. Yeah. And but there was a little bit of the school day left. So I'm like, do you want to go to school or are you just going to fit? Because he has algebra after school and he has his test coming up. So, or you just going to log into algebra from home? And he was like, I'll just log into algebra from home. Like, I'll go home. And I'm like, you don't want to go to school? It's almost the end of the school year. Like, you don't want to see your friends? Like,
how you don't want to go see your people now?
He was like, no, like all the friends that, I care about, I'll talk to after school get out. Like, I ain't worried about it. And I was like, wow, times really have changed.
I'm gonna see him up at the hooping at the park.
At the park, I'll call him. We meet up. Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, times really have changed from the way kids can stay in touch with. Like, I remember moving away from my friends and us writing letters to each other. Lord. And like letters in the mail. Like my mom used to mail mine for me, and my friend Ebony, she was great with writing letters like every couple days. Yeah, but
like it wasn't a telephone.
Yeah, but I mean, we lived in Aurora and they lived in Decatur, and at that time you had to pay for long distance calls on house phone.
I feel like by then
I promise you did, because some people might have. We didn't, because I made a call or two that was not approved, and the phone bill, I knew not to keep doing it.
You know you did. You did. Hey,
so I can tell you
that
for
was
sure
that was probably middle school. By high school, I'm sure you had it. Because I definitely remember by high school we had unlimited.
By high school, probably.
But
by high school, probably. Right. But I moved in the 6th grade.
Still a plan, yeah.
Yeah, I moved in the 6th grade. I
remember grade school. They were like, you gotta have a long distance plan. They used to sell the shit on the TV. Mm-hmm. Call your operator.
And then I was telling them, like, we had one house phone to share, so it's like,
when did you get cordless? I know we had cordless in high school.
We had cordless phones. I had a phone in my room, but we still only had one phone line. So, and of course, my mama paid the bills, so she takes precedent. If she got to use the phone, I got to get off. And then if I'm on the internet and she got to use the phone,
gotta get off.
No internet.
All bad.
And I remember matter of fact, I was the youngest. So yours was probably different because you're the oldest in your household. I was the youngest. So I'm the last to get phone privilege. So I couldn't just sit up on the phone for hours with.
Okay. None of that for you.
Until I got to like middle school. There was a time in middle school when I was the only child. And then there was a time in high school when I was the only child. So I got more use of the phone because it was just me and my mom.
That's what's up. People like, ain't nobody else here to use it. I guess you can. Your mama put restrictions on it just so you don't be on it all the time.
These kids is different. Yes, she used to. It was real crazy.
No, you used to have to jock for phone time. Now it's just unlimited. Let me still make it a little different on you.
These kids just they don't understand how good they got it, how easy they can keep it up.
And then don't even talk about college when we finally got a cell phone and that shit was not free until after 9 and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, 9 o'clock, and then
9, right? I remember when it got to 7, I think, right?
Yeah, they upgraded to 7. It was 9 o'clock, and then free nights and weekends. But the nights didn't start till 9 o'clock.
Look, I'm gonna hit you this weekend. I'm gonna hit you tonight.
I hit you after 9. Right. I think one of my friends has said something to me about calling me after 7 in like the 2000s, like later, like 2000 teens. And I was like, what?
We don't do that no more.
I was like,
we don't do that no more. Who still do that? What phone plan you got?
What phone plan do you have?
But I still got that one. You didn't even know
that was
oh shit.
But it wasn't his phone plan. It was he had something to do, and so he was like, "No, let me hit you after 7." But in my head, it just went back to flash me back to free nights and weekends, and I was like, after 7.
I'll call you back up.
Like, yeah, when he said, "Let me call you back after 7," I was like, "What phone plan do you have?" Yeah, I was like, "What phone plan do you have?"
And he was taken back. Like, what do you think about me? Like, what type of broke?
I didn't even know they offered that still.
I hate to think about what you thought about me when I only had a text plan.
I still judge you because you have Android. So
come on, like for real?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't judge you because you have.
Our text messages are green. Our text messages are green, and I don't like it.
What that got to do with anything?
Our text messages are green, and I don't like it.
What color are the other ones?
Blue.
Well, then I like to be unique and different.
Like we kicked somebody out of our family group chat because they got a Android and they messed up our.
I wish you would.
Blue messages.
Wish you would. First off, you kicked me out the group chat over something.
Desi immediately was like, "Who's making the messages green?"
Yo, I'm telling you right now, you play with me like that, I'm liable to be like the most ultimate petty. I might not never speak to you again, like ever in life. I'm that type.
Desi was immediately like, Who's making the messages green? Right now?
What family member? Was you so disgusted with? I need to know now. What family member?
Well,
green messages disgusted you so much.
We think it was.
We think it was. I don't even know. It was probably
because she removed
neighbor, nephew, Nancy.
She removed herself and came back. I guess she was having connection issues or something. But I think it was Jazz because she was like, "Oh, the messages are green," and I was like, But
so if your iPhone is acting up, you might turn green.
Yeah, if it's not going through as an iMessage and it goes through as an SMS message, that's what makes it green.
Wow.
Yeah, but we need to be able to iMessage. These messages need to be blue.
One more time. Play me one more time, and I'm gonna act like my Android don't work. play me one more time, and I'm gonna make everything you thought about Androids come true.
Hey,
know that.
Raggedy. You know your phone raggedy.
Hey, we filming on it right now, and I think I look beautiful. I think I look wonderful. With some piss poor lighting, my milky skin is shining bright. I need to get a filter, just a permanent tan.
I'm really upset because I wanted to start working on my tan this weekend as, it is supposed to be
rainy
Memorial Day weekend, and that's when all the pools and beaches and things open, but the weather is not weathering the way it's supposed to in order for me to get said tan. So
Not this year.
I also
Not this year.
yeah, should be moving by the weekend though. I should be moving.
You know,
Certainly hope so.
I asked you if you had a final word, and I think we done carried on another 20
Oh
minutes.
yeah. I said no. And then said several. And then said several.
Oh, just a few. Just a few. This is the last word. I am Milk. She is Bree. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. This is just episode 3. We got 97 more to go until we decide what the next move is. So fasten your seatbelt. Hang on for this ride because
tomorrow we will be back at our regularly scheduled time of 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, yes, we will.
This was a late night edition due to the season finale of Survivor.
But then quality good time.
Tomorrow, 8:30.
Y'all get some rest. Get ready to make it another great day tomorrow. I hope it was positive and productive. Thanks for finishing your day with us. And if you watch it on the recap, we love you just as much. Drop a comment. Let us know you stopped by. And we'll get back with you until tomorrow night. I am the Milkman.
I'm just Bree.
We out of here, y'all. Be amazing.
And I'll get the last word like I did